Good morning. How did you sleep? Oh, really? What did you dream about? Interesting. You've been dreaming about her for weeks now, haven't you? Do you suppose she's trying to tell you something? I see. So you feel compelled to leave? I was afraid you might say that. No, you're right. I sense that it's time for you to go. You've been restless for months now, feeling stir-crazy. I know Brazil is not your home. I didn't say anything because, truthfully, I greatly enjoy your company, and I know my daughter does too. But it's selfish of me to persuade you to stay. I know you're a free spirit who yearns for adventure and a cause to fight for. You have so much potential, and here I am, keeping you here, hidden from the world. I must stay here for my safety and the safety of my daughter and sisters. But you have your entire life ahead of you, and you can do anything with it. You've helped us. Now it's time to help yourself. When will you go? I understand. I will make you some sandwiches for the journey. I can arrange transportation if you like. Are you sure? Well, I suppose that spontaneity has gotten you this far. It should see you through this last leg of the journey. But where will you go? You're not sure? Don't worry. I have faith that your wandering spirit will find the correct path. But can I make a suggestion? Stay close to the water. It will guide you to your next destination. Well, I guess this is it. Thank you for everything. We would be lost without you. Take care of yourself and listen to your internal compass. It has never led you astray before. Goodbye. Well, hello. So you have returned. I have been sending you messages for weeks now, with no answer. I almost gave up. But I suppose leaving the home that you've made with Allison was difficult. After all, she was the product of a long journey that culminated in saving an entire group of clones from an evil force. It was quite an undertaking, and a risky endeavor at that. But you succeeded. You gave these women a new start, a life away from surveillance and experimentation. You should be very proud of yourself. But I suspect you have not come here for judgment or accolades. You have come for guidance, because something plagues you, doesn't it? There is a question that haunts your dreams and keeps you up at night. It gnaws at you, doesn't it? What's next? What do I do now? You know the answer, and yet I sense you distrust your intuition. You do not see how far you've come, for your mind races with possibilities and doubts. You fear making the wrong decision, choosing the wrong path, failing. But do not fear, for even if you stray, new paths will form in front of you. Our fates are not preordained. You choose your own destiny. But to make the choices for your future, you must visit the past. Let us begin with the fool's journey. This is where you began, with a dream that led you to me, a dream that encouraged you to open your mind and begin a journey that would truly transform your life. You said yes to this journey, even though you had no idea of where it would take you. In that moment, you were the fool. You accepted adventure and uncertainty. Your naivete was infectious, and we danced and ate and sang together, as gypsies do, under the moonlight. In that moment, you embraced your wanderlust. You shed your fears and your rules, and lost yourself in the dance that we call life. And it felt wonderful, didn't it? Until you woke from the dream, and reality set in. Even though I bestowed upon you the tools you needed to survive this journey, and I insisted that the tools you had were already within you, your fears still kept you from embracing your full potential. Those questions that plagued you. What if you made a mistake? What if you got lost? What if the journey was too challenging and you had to give up? What would you be then? A failure. But you did not let this fear overcome you. You pushed past it, and you began your journey alone, in the dark, walking for miles and miles. And finally, hidden deep within the forest, you found the High Priestess. She was frightening, yet powerful, insightful, yet shrouded in secrecy. To find her, you took a leap of faith. You allowed yourself to get lost, to travel off the beaten path, and leave behind the safety and comforts of home. You proved to yourself that you had the strength to venture into the unknown and confront whatever challenges you came across. Next, you met the Empress, She cared for you and provided you much-needed rest and rejuvenation after your harrowing encounter with the High Priestess. The Empress showed you what love, affection, and companionship could be. With her help, you let go of insecurity and fear, and instead allowed yourself to be nurtured and provided for by a maternal figure. After receiving this comfort, you were ready to begin working. You interviewed with the Emperor, the epitome of a strong leader. Hard-working and confident, the Emperor commandeered much respect and faith from her employees. She gave you the opportunity of becoming a courier, a task in which you could focus and excel at. And excel you did. With the assistance of a hierophant who provided you guidance at times and setbacks in others, you were able to meet a companion who taught you what it was like to love and lose yourself fully in another individual. She brought you passion, intimacy, and excitement. And while you were tempted to stay with her, you ultimately recommitted to your path. You had to move quickly now, as a chariot does on a path of righteousness. You traveled via car, train, plane, and taxi. You experienced what life was like on the road. And you met a traveler whose story would be very important to your journey later on. Finally, you came across the hermit. She provided you shelter and a restful place to sleep. She read classical texts to you and introduced you to her daughter, a kind and positive spirit. Luck and hard work resulted in completing your first courier task, and you delighted in reaping what you sowed by attending a magnificent holiday party. At this point, you thought your journey was over, but this was far from true. Point in fact, your journey was only beginning, and it was about to get more difficult and dangerous. That traveler you met on the train found you and told you an unbelievable story that could only be seen to believe. She was a clone on the run from a secret government organization. She needed your help to track down her fellow clones and help them get to a place where the organization couldn't find them. It was risky, but you agreed to help. You traveled the world tracking down the clones and delivering the tools they needed to escape to safety. You were almost home free when the government agency found you. They interrogated you, infiltrated your mind, but you resisted. You managed to escape, and after a visit to the hospital, you weren't sure as to what to do. You couldn't go back home. They would only follow you again. But where could you go? A chance meeting with a travel agent at the party was the hope you needed. You met with her and booked a cruise to Brazil, where you knew the clone's hiding place was. While traveling on this cruise, you forced yourself to relax, losing yourself in the music and the water until you reached your destination. Traveling high into the mountains, you found Allison, the clone who would shelter you from your enemies. She told you of the successful endeavors that her fellow clones had experienced due to the help you provided them to escape. They were now free from prying eyes, free to live their lives. And now, so were you. You were safe now, but for some reason, you didn't feel free. Maybe it was because you were stuck in a small hut in the mountains, cut off from the outside world. You had companionship in Allison and her daughter, but you yearned for more. You ached to interact with others, to smile at a stranger, to hug a friend, to travel the world in search of new sights, to help others as you once did. And so you left, and you found your way here. You have been judged, and you are ready to complete this journey and begin anew. But what to do? Where to go? When to leave? These questions still haunt you. You still do not see that you already have your answers. Recall the journey you have just ended and reflect on what brought you joy and peace. What made you feel alive, worthy, useful? What excited you, motivated you, and made you feel reborn? Look there, young one, and there in your memories, you will find your answer. You have reached the world, the final card in the fool's journey, and you are wiser and stronger than you were when you first began. The next step you take is yours to choose. You have the tools to make the right decision. You only need to act. And with that, I must leave you. It is getting late. I must return to my tribe for some much-needed relaxation and celebration, for another child of the tarot has succeeded in traveling the wheel and coming out on the other side. You may join us, of course, but I sense you are ready to begin your new journey. I will always be with you, in your dreams, if you ever need me. All you need to do is ask, and I will be there. Dear friend, I hope this finds you well and content with your decision to return home. In the event that you're feeling a little bit lonely, I've enclosed some letters that I believe will bring you some joy. It's from my fellow sisters. I'll let them speak for themselves. Your friend always, Allison. Bonjour, courier. It's Ruth from France. I'm working on a new experiment that I think you'll love. It's Jessie. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for saving us. I'm working as a nurse now in Canada, and I just love my job. Hi, it's Dominique. I have a letter here from my kindergartners. I've told them all about you. It's Anne. Dear one, I pray for you every day. I hope you have found peace, as I have. Hola, Carol here in Mexico. The funniest thing happened to me, and I wanted to... Ciao, Sally and Leslie here. We wanted to repay you for all you did for us, so we're sending you some vintage bottles of wine from Tuscany. Hello, my friend. It's Tanya, in England. I'm happy to report I just finished my first year of college in social work. Thanks to you, I finally feel like I have direction in life. You really helped me and the others so much. I hope you're happy. Please, write back when you can. Tell us, what are you doing now? Are you in need of assistance? Don't know where to turn? Then look no further. Call the courier. I deliver every time.